Hello, and welcome to the third episode of Algae Talk. On this episode, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about summer reading. I know here in Columbia, South Carolina, it's obviously summertime. It's about 90 to 95 degrees outside, and the best way I know how to beat the heat is actually to read a good book. Obviously, since this is Algae Talk, I'm going to be giving you some algae-based recommendations for your book choices. One of the first books I want to recommend, it's called The Green Algae Strategy by Mark Edwards. This book was published in 2008, and while it's a little bit old, some of the information is out of date, such as the companies in there are some of them are either not existent anymore or have changed their names. Overall, this is still a great book, has a bunch of great basic information about the algae industry, why we should choose algae fuels, and what algae can do other than just producing fuels such as producing animal feed, human pharmaceuticals, as well as food for even human consumption. Check it out. Definitely, if you're not have that big a background in algae or just getting into the algae industry, definitely check this book out. It gives you great information that you can understand, and also it's written from a non-technical or scientific standpoint. So all the language in there is very easily understood by anyone who completely has no background in the algae industry. Definitely check it out. Once again, it's called Green Algae Strategies by Mark Edwards, and you can find it on Amazon for about $15 to $20. Definitely check it out. The other book I want to recommend isn't actually a book, but it's actually the DOE's National Algal Biofuels Technology Roadmap. This was published in May of 2010 and was based off a December 2008 workshop they held up in DC with a bunch of algae industry experts. What this does is actually show what needs to happen in the algae industry for it to become successfully commercialized. And what it has is a bunch of different sections about different aspects of the algae industry that need work, such as harvesting algae, extracting oil from algae, growing algae, and other topics like that. The great thing is, even though this is more of written from a technological and scientific standpoint and has a lot of words that a typical non-scientific person wouldn't use in everyday conversation, it also is split into great sections and subsections that if you're interested in just one specific aspect of algae, you can flip to that one section, find the information you need, and be able to not have to read or trudge through a lot of the other scientific information that you might not be unfamiliar with or might not be interested with. Now, I read the whole thing last summer, and I found it wasn't too terribly hard to read. Definitely if you have a basic background in the algae industry, such as after reading Mark Edwards' books, you should be able to understand this roadmap pretty well. But overall, definitely check this out. This is available free on the DOE's website, so at the very worst, download it onto your computer in PDF form. I actually printed it out at Kinko's for about $15 to $20 and got it bound just so I could have a copy on my bookshelf. But overall, check it out if you just want to get some more in-depth information about how the algae industry needs to commercialize and what it needs to actually work on. Once again, that is the National Algal Biofuels Technology Roadmap, and it's published by the DOE. Both these books I'll include links on my website, algaetalk.com, for you guys to actually go check out and potentially buy or download copies of. Definitely look at both of them. If you have time this summer to read, definitely check out both those. Once again, please check out Algae Talk for all our previous Algae Talk episodes. And if you have any questions for us, please don't hesitate to send them in. We'll love to answer them as soon as possible and possibly even do it in video form. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on Algae Talk, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon.